doing? Happy Boxing Day. How's everybody doing? Did everybody get what they wanted for Christmas? I got to tell you this while Howie's out. He tries. There's a reason I tell my husband not to get me anything for Christmas. He tries because he has this habit of getting me things that I need, that he knows that I need, but they're not something you can buy for me without me. My husband, okay, does anybody know why you don't give a loved one boots for Christmas? Hey. Now, I'm not picking on my husband, but I can't wear boots. They have to be... I tried ordering a pair from like Wish once, but they were Chinese sizes. And Chinese sizes have this habit of being still small, smaller than normal. So, no, it's Boxing Day, darling. It's Boxing Day. It's a British thing. So, there's also a superstition in my family, and it's one I don't mess with. You do not buy loved ones boots for a gift. They will walk away from you in them. Now, the only thing, because Howie said, now here, these are from Gracie. And he said, and I know your family superstitions, but he bought me a pair of boots. They look almost like work boots. And they lace up, and I can leave the laces loose, and they have a zipper up the side. And they're beautiful, like a big treads on them and everything. I can't wear those fucking things. I put them on. There's a reason why I wear it. He said, well, I can't stand you going out in the snow in sneakers with no socks. I said, I put socks on. He said, but they go over the top of your shoes. And I said, howdy, honey. So for his sake, I tried them on and I walked across the room. And then I thanked him. And it was really thoughtful. It was really wonderful. And then today I told him why he can never buy me Christmas presents again. I said, honey, it's not just superstition. He said, well, you tried to buy yourself some from Wish. I said, I understand that, but those were the style I need. Flexible soles. They got to be damn near slippers with zippers, right? And because the boots he bought me are like army boots, and I can't bend my ankles in them. I can barely walk from my house to my truck. It's one of the reasons I don't go out in winter. It's not because I don't have boots. It's because it's treacherous for me to walk. Put boxes on my feet and ankles and then ask me to walk through the snow. I mean, I can't wear rubber boots either, guys. I can't wear boots. Anything that restricts my ankles are the only thing that keep me upright. Well, it's not that they don't fit. They're big. But, okay, let me put it to you this way, okay? I walk like a friggin' toddler. I walk like a toddler. Okay? Now put army boots on the toddler and ask them to walk. That's me. But, let me say hi to everybody. Hey. Name a horse breed for a horse. Name a horse breed for a horse? Arabians. Hey, Angela! My knee is in bad pain. I hope this one doesn't need surgery. Well, good morning, Angie. My knee's doing better because I have done very little. Well, thank you. You love my content. Christmas all around was amazing. Briar got me a bunch of scratch tickets. Howie got me a card with 2 dogs tangled up in Christmas lights. And it says, Merry Christmas, baby. There's nobody I'd rather be tangled up with. And that's my kind of Christmas card. And he's back, so we're not going to talk about the boots. But Hey, Sage Spa, Mary Ann, Jacqueline Green, Corey C, Rodney. I'm not actually having multi biscuit tea. It's a special thing for me. Um, so anyway, I seared the roast. We got up and it was awesome. It was just the three of us, and we opened presents. And oh, by the way, this is from Nan. It did have a unicorn horn on it, but I didn't want to go around looking like a head. So I took it off and then I re-glued the rose back here so that it's um so we got up. Well, actually, it's the first time. I bet you it's the first time you've ever had to wake me up for Christmas, eh, dear? Oh, he's out getting firewood. I heard the door. My Christmas was a great turnout. 23-pound bird gone. Bird gone. Most of all food gone was fun. Well, I'll tell you, hubby got me an air fryer. Yeah, he did a good job. Well, Howie got me scratch tickets and a card and icy chocolates and socks and boots. So, and then I also, when it comes to the superstition, um, I've actually bought shoes for two different boyfriends I was living with as gifts, and those guys left me. But that was a long, long time ago. And I realized him giving me boots, the walking away is my choice, always my choice. And that's never going to fucking happen. Right? You got tickets to see Maria Osmond. Oh, that's lovely. If, I know my cousin Mary Jane got tickets. God, she got them back in the summer, but she's got tickets to go see Elton John in February. And she's really excited about that because it's her birthday. It'll be for her birthday. You got arrow gardens? Are those the ones you grow in your house with the lights and the herbs and all that stuff? What I really need is soil. Hang on a second. I need soil. I forgot to get myself stocked up on potting soil. I'm sorry if I'm not paying much. It's not that I'm paying much attention. Hang on. Sorry if I seem a little bit distracted. I am streaming on TikTok as well. I think this was the first year you ever had to wake me up Christmas morning, isn't it, dear?
I think so.
Yeah, usually I'm the one who used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and bang pots and pans and tell my kids Christmas Santa was here. It's like, Mom, Oh, Elton John with Billy Joel would be amazing. That would be amazing. That would be something I would like to see. But I have excuse me. So by the time, see how we got up, we did our presents. We had Christmas Eve, we had sausage rolls and goodies. And then Christmas morning, we had scrambled eggs, leftover sausage rolls, and scones. Hey, Joe Mama, Angie Mac, I'm celebrating tomorrow with my brother's family. My almost 1-year-old nephew is getting a Tonka truck from his auntie. Yay! Hey, Jean, happy Boxing Day. So, who do we have here? Hello, hi, Sherry Harrison, how's it going? So, then we opened presents. And Briar was really tickled with his Keurig and his hot chocolates. And he said to say thank you to everybody who sent the multi-biscuit tea, the toast and jam tea, and the decaf tea, because he actually, I forgot to wrap. I was going to wrap them for him from the YouTube family. And hi. Clearfinity Gary. I'm sorry, folks. I'm having a real hard time reading the TikTok chat. It's really small. But anyway, we opened presents. And then Howie took Briar to work for noon. He's working noon to 5 again today. And after that, we watched a bit, Howie and I watched a bit of TV, and then I seared that roast all over while Howie peeled the potatoes. And I popped that roast in and an onion and some potatoes all around the roast. We put that in the oven. And I pan seared organic asparagus that I had been saving since the spring that we grew and that we bartered for, and carrots. So we had carrots, potatoes, asparagus, great big Yorkshire pudding, and gravy. And so tonight Howie's having a hot roast beef sandwich and I'm having a toasted roast beef sandwich. How do you save asparagus for so long? Oh, that's easy. You need a vacuum sealer. This is the best way to save asparagus. You blanch it real quick, like dunk it in boiling water till it gets bright green. Pull it out, dunk it in ice water, and then you put it in a you pat it all dry with paper towel and you put it in a vacuum seal bag and you vacuum seal it. And once that's done, you can pull that out and drop that bag in boiling water and it will cook your asparagus to perfection. But I just opened the bags and threw some butter in a frying pan and broke apart the frozen asparagus spears. I didn't break them up. I broke them apart and then pan seared them. And then I heated up the home canned carrots and then I drained them and I threw butter in the bottom of the pot until it was bubbling, a little bit of butter like a knob, and then like a teaspoon of granulated garlic. And I seared it all in that garlic butter. It was really good. Where's Dallas? Hi, Dallas. Got my cowboy jacket for Christmas and a few things on their way. I saw your jacket. It's beautiful. So I have a half a Yorkshire pud left. So when I make Howie's hot roast beef, are you going to want some Yorkshire pud with your hot roast beef? Are you going to want some Yorkshire pud with your hot roast beef? If you don't, I'll eat it. I'm going to have a toasted roast beef sandwich and a bit of Yorkshire pud on the side. On the side. I'm sorry I can't accept invites at this point. I love asparagus too. But you got to be careful. Asparagus, if you have gout runs in your family or you have had trouble with gout, you be careful how often you eat asparagus. It will give you a gout flare up. Hi, Ahmad. How are you? What, the asparagus? Oh, no, you vacuum seal them and throw them in the freezer. Boom. And it's as good as fresh. It's just blanched, cooled, like, run under cold water, pat dry, vacuum seal, and throw it in your freezer. It's as good as spring every time. I have not had it in years. Oh, Yorkshire pudding's so easy to make, Michelle. Why don't more people make Yorkshire pudding? Hey, Jennifer. Happy Christmas, Ahmad. Oh my God, I don't know how that happened. I hope you had a great Christmas. What happened? So, I mean, well, Yorkshire pud's easy for me, right? It's a cuppa. It really is. You got, the last half hour before the roast is done. You turn it up to 375. You put a glass casserole, like a Pyrex dish in the oven, and you put in some butter and some drippings from the roast. And then while that pan is heating up in that oven, okay, you take a cup of flour, a cup of eggs, which is 4 large eggs, but a cup of flour, a cup of eggs, and a cup of milk. And you start off by beating those eggs until they're frothy. And then you add the milk, and then you slow everything down and you add the flour, and then you beat that in. And right away, you take that glass Pyrex dish out, and everything's sizzling on the bottom, and you pour that Yorkshire pudding in while that butter and drippings are bubbling, because that stops it from sticking to the bottom of the pan. It just kind of cooks it and lifts it. The oil cooks it and lifts the bottom, and then you put it in the oven. You have a slab of that with gravy. Oh my goodness. And it's only in there for like 20 minutes, right? Right? My comment up went through all janky. We're going to get a freezer for our outside back porch. Then was informed neighbor was moving. They give me theirs and they're having it put up for me next week. Oh, that's awesome, Dallas. That's awesome. Hey, Autumn. Well, I mean, I do 375, 400. The higher it is, the less chance you have of it sealing or sticking to the bottom of your pan. It's just while the last 15 minutes that's cooking, I'm taking the roast out and I put it on a plate, a small platter. And Howie goes, "You need a bigger plate." So I get a plate. No, you need something bigger. So we ended up with a platter. And yeah, there's lots of roast beef. Tomorrow we're having minestrone soup. Tonight we're having hot roast beef sandwiches. And then the rest, I'm going to jar it up. January's coming. So I'll be canning a lot. Well, Merry Christmas from Alberta. How are you, darling? Hey, Dave. So, I mean, this was our first Christmas where we didn't actually have a turkey. Yeah. We had a roast beef and it was bomb. It was the bomb. I still have a turkey. But what I'm doing with the turkey is Nan is starting to feel better. So Nan's starting to feel better. So she wants to come up for my birthday next month. So I'm going to save the turkey for when she comes up for my birthday. I bet you it put a smile on your face, darling. Hey, Lena K, happy Boxing Day. I made a cherry pie yesterday. I wish the others, I'm telling you. I made Briar's pumpkin spice roll cake. And there's one piece left that he left for Howard. I don't do a lot of desserts. Okay. But Nan sent Howie peanut brittle and Macintosh's toffee. And I think the Macintosh's toffee was supposed to be mine. Do a backflip. Aren't you funny? Cryptic nightmare. Yeah, I'll get right on that for you, darling. You think it's, you're gonna realize that when I come on here live with my YouTube family, this is not a time for ranting or anything else. Oh, we're having that's wonderful, Kimberly. It sounds wonderful. Mom used to buy rump roast, but it's so expensive now. What would you recommend so I could make Yorkies? You know what? I'm going to tell you something, Jacqueline. Make a Yorkshire pudding pie. And here's how you do it. Okay? Get some stew beef. Or if all you have is hamburger, but make sure it's lean or whatever. Okay? And here's something I learned when big cuts of meat were too expensive, right? Oh, I know Jesus loves me, sweetheart. That's Jesus' job. He came here to teach us love, period, full stop. So what you do is you take a nice deep Pyrex casserole dish and you put butter and oil in the bottom and you get that at 400 degrees in your oven. 400 degrees because there's no meat in there. Then you take some stew beef, okay? And you dredge it. And then you fry it with some onions, and then you add water or vegetable juice or whatever to make it into a gravy. Okay? Then you whip your Yorkshire pudding. Your Yorkshire pudding always is the last thing you actually make because you want it to be whipped just before it goes into the pan. So you take your deep casserole dish and you put you pull it out of the oven and you drop your Yorkshire pudding in till it sears on the bottom. And then you very quickly take your frying pan with your meat, your gravy, and your onions, and do not stir. You have to be really quick. Pan, you put meat and gravy right into the center. Do not shake it. Do not stir it. Nothing. pour your meat and gravy right into the center and put that in the oven and cook some vegetables for a side. It's called Yorkshire pudding pork pie, Yorkshire pudding pie, and I invented it with a because I the first time I did it was with a can of cubed pork. Hey, Chevy, Diary. No, I wanted prime rib for Christmas. I really did, but YouTube has not sorted out my income, so they're still docking me 25% of my income every month, so I couldn't afford a prime rib. But the day before Christmas Eve, I put an order in at Walmart, and Walmart had, and I do Walmart only because I can pay them with PayPal and Howie can do curbside pickup. Not all stores will let me pay with PayPal. You have an awesome reading voice. We're on Little Town on the Prairie. Well, that's coming back right shortly. We're going to be soon be doing on the banks of Plum Creek live every Saturday. So what I got was a sirloin, a half sirloin roast. And it was 9 pounds. So, I mean, we got lots of food left out of that, but you don't have to have a whole big chunk of meat to have a Yorkshire pud. You're welcome, Jacqueline. Thank you, Julie. Hi, how are you? No, I didn't get the prime rib. I couldn't afford it because but I think next year, hey, dear, if next year we'll get a prime rib from the butcher up in Gracefield.
Or maybe we'll go to Tony Roma's.
Where's Tony Roma's?
Las Vegas, remember?
Yeah, we're not going to Las Vegas anytime soon, dear. Not until they start letting people on planes unvaccinated.
I said next year.
Next year.
No more than a politician.
YouTube needs to. I know. You know what, Jennifer? It was my fault. They sent us a thing. I'm going to explain this one more time. They sent us a thing that said certain countries are now subject to being taxed by the US if you are a YouTuber from another country. Canada has a treaty with the US. And when I went to click the treaty box, it said, give your tax number. And I didn't know I had one. So I said, well, that can't be me. And I ticked the wrong box. And then they started taking income tax from me for the US government. I'm a Canadian. So what I did was I fixed the problem, but it's going to be forever before it gets sorted out. So. Oh, wonderful. Well, on the reading channel, Reading with Beverly Wolfe, we're going to be doing on the banks of Plum Creek, Little House Live. Hi, Mike Montel. I made Mother's shrimp gumbo and potato salad. That's what she wanted for Christmas dinner. Hi. Interesting. Thanks for explaining that. Wow, frustrating. Well, it is frustrating. It is what it is. But the truth is, when it gets all sorted out, YouTube is going to owe me money in a nice chunk because they've been taking it out of me since June. And they're going to owe me a nice chunk. Somebody's going to owe me, whether it's the US government or YouTube or Google, but somebody's going to be sending me some money at some point. And it's going right on dads. It's going right on dads. So I made a decision last night that, life is easier when you don't have to be extravagant. And I'm just going to start putting every spare penny I have into debt. Anyway, also, the reason we're not downstairs in the studio is because my knee is getting better, but it's still blown, and I do not want to risk blowing it again just by going. Oh, Howie, could you go down the basement and turn on my power bar? I just want my, the Christmas tree will light up and my salt lamps will light up, but they have to light up because they've been down there for a couple of weeks without being on, and they're going to start weeping. So, yeah, I actually phoned a lawyer. In Ottawa, a tax lawyer, who said, you don't need to hire a tax lawyer. He said, eventually, He said that's going to get sent to the US Treasury. And then the US Treasury is going to go, wait a second, this person doesn't owe money to the US Treasury, and they will send it back. They will also send a note to Google and YouTube saying, what are you doing taking money? Because I have all the paperwork. What are you doing taking money from somebody who made a mistake and corrected the problem? You fix the problem at your end. I may not be able to get a hold of YouTube and Google, but the US Treasury can and will. My girls cooked so much food for Christmas and left all the leftovers for us. Oh my, I'm breaking everything down for freezing. Good girl. I have Yorkshire pud, roast beef, gravy, but some of the roast beef and the Yorkshire pud and gravy is going to be for supper tonight. But I still have probably 2 pounds or 3 pounds of, well, probably more. It was a 9 pound roast. So I'm going to cut up some for minestrone soup tomorrow. And then the rest, I'm going to do my best to slice really thin and vacuum seal in packages for Howard's lunch, because we don't do store-bought lunch. I do once in a while. I'll buy him some like turkey breast or something like that, but it's usually PB&J, tuna, salmon, canned chicken or canned pork, and I make those into sandwiches for him because I don't buy lunch meat for him anymore. An honest lawyer who basically told you to save your money. Well, that's Canada, right? He said you don't have to hire me. He said you just tell your accountant. And if there's anybody else in Canada who's having this problem and is watching, he said tell your accountant to get a notice of objection to the US Treasury for deductions at source. And all he has to do is submit that notice of objection, and the US Treasury is going to go, what the hell? Right? And then they're going to send me the money back, and they're going to be pissed off that they had to do that, so they're going to talk to YouTube. Our kids wiped us out, barely any leftovers. Lebanese style. Oh, hi, Malka. Oh, I love Lebanese food. In all honesty, there's really not a lot of food I don't like, except maybe Thai, because I'm not a really spicy type person. I don't like a lot of Thai food. Hey, Bobby Joe. I can't accept guest invitations while I'm double streaming, honey. Well, I tell you, hey, it's good to see you too, sweetheart. IRS is working remotely. Daughter got audited. Well, I tried to tell Briar, like Briar went to work. He worked noon till 5 today. So this was as much a vacation for him as anything, because he worked 5 till 9 on Friday, noon till 5 yesterday, noon till 5 today. Oh, he worked on Thursday too, though. I sent grandson a meal for his 78-year-old friend. He's so happy to get it, desserts and all. Yes, thank you, Angie Mack. I will do my best. So, I got to tell you folks something, and you're hearing it here first. I've made a decision. I don't know when I'm going to implement it, but it's going to be soon. I'm going maskless. We have way too many leftovers. I'm ready for some healthy fare. My joints are aching from too many sweets. Hi, I didn't, yeah, I know Jesus loves me. You can, you're not saving my soul by telling me Jesus loves me. I have met Jesus. He gave me the message personally. I'm good. What the heck was I talking about? Oh yeah. Please don't make me block you just for telling me Jesus loves me. You gotta stop doing that, okay? Masks, right. I have been thinking long and hard, and I have been called anti-vaxxer, and I'm not. I've always, right from the get-go, been pro-choice, and I have talked about this from the very beginning, not necessarily on YouTube, but I have been warning people from the very beginning that once they implemented the masks, okay, that was the first step. So anyway, I've been called an anti-vaxxer. I am not an anti-vaxxer. I am pro-choice because I have way too many health issues. Not health issues, way too many drug reactions to make, even to the flu shot. I can't have the flu shot. To make me getting the jab, it's not safe for me. All right. You really leave me no choice, honey. Um Hang on a second. Guys, excuse me for a minute. Thank you. I really hate blocking people, but I mean, if you can't respect, if you can't respect, like if I talk to you and you can't respect my feelings on that, then I'm just going to ask you to leave. And if you don't leave, I will make you leave. Right? I'm not a bad person. I'm not an angry person. I'm just a person who doesn't deal with bullshit very well, right? Mask is to protect yourself and others. That's all. It's a personal choice. I know this. Well, the vax passported, and okay, okay. You'll get booted out of any store. We must follow protocols. No, we don't. And this is my thing, okay? I'm I'm not jabbed for the simple reason that I have too many drug interactions. And the longer this goes on, the angrier people are getting that but because I'm wearing a mask in stores, people assume a lot. And I realized that it was the day that I put a mask on in Canadian Tire and I got angry that I realized that this is not healthy, right? I'll be careful. I'll be careful. But well, the first time we went to Costco and I was wearing one and the elastic broke. And I looked around to Howie for help because I didn't know what to do. I had a panic attack in Costco because I couldn't see my husband. And there was nothing but people milling around. And ever since then, if I'm in a store more than 10 minutes, I come out and my nose is running and I'm coughing up just stuff and I'm sweating and I'm anxious. So if I'm not going to get the jab because I personally don't believe in it for me, then why the hell am I complying with the mask? That's all I want to know. Yeah, we're mostly maskless here in the Midwest. Very few deaths from cookies here. Daughter took her kids out of school because of the mandate. That mandate. Kids need fresh air for their brains, not carbon dioxide. Right. Hi, Roberta. Happy Boxing Day. I'm getting the booster the 16th of January. My nose runs every time I go outside. I'm properly dressed. The funny thing to me is to see people driving all alone. Okay, let's not talk about this anymore, okay? But there's coming a time when I'll take my phone with me to the store. And I'm going to do what I need to do to be me and be free. The Supreme Court is to decide our fate with the mandates. I'm not getting it. My job isn't worth my life. Yes, let's change the subject. So, this is the decision I'm working again. I'm working with now. Hey, how's it going? Oh, the messages aren't going up. Don't get it. No, no, no. I'm in the UK and waiting for a new lockdown to drop any day now. That's the thing, it's all about control. It really is. I had someone I love very much recently say to me, well, if everybody would just get their 3 vaccinations, life could go on as normal. And that's a fairy tale. It really is. The only reason I wear one at all is because Scott must wear one. Well, yeah, Scott's recovering from cancer. Like, duh. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying the jab is wrong. I'm saying it's all wrong for me. Period, full stop. Thank you, Jill. Nan sent me some headbands. Now, this one had a unicorn horn standing right up, and it made me look silly with a point coming right up out of the top of my head. So, hi, Deborah. We had a beautiful, hi, darling. We had a beautiful Christmas. I just someone broke down the numbers in the UK for how many 14 each. Yeah. Yeah. So, let's talk about what's going to happen next in the new year. Now, remember, folks, January is usually the month where I don't do a lot of videos and stuff. But what I did was I gave myself some time off the last couple of weeks. I was sick with a chest cold, and I had to use Mucinex. Normally a cold I can just get through with a bit of cough syrup, but this I needed Mucinex. And Howie was sick too. So I was sick for about 10 days. Howie was sick for close to 2 weeks. And so we're over that now. But I took the last couple of weeks off before Christmas because I was sick. I blew my knee. And instead of taking all of January off, I'm just going to do a much more relaxed January, but it is going to be jarred up January. So I'm going to be canning spaghetti sauce. I'm going to be finally going to can my blueberry blackcurrant jam. I'm just, I'm going to be canning, right? I'd like to maybe can some baked beans and stuff like that. Oh, I got celery to can. That's tomorrow. I'm canning celery tomorrow. So that's, kind of what's going on. But January, instead of taking January off and doing only live streams, I'm going back to my Thursday and Sunday live streams on Life with the Wolfies here. My Monday, Wednesday, and Freaky Friday for my patrons. And Saturdays is going to be Reading with Beverly Wolfie live, Little House Live, and we're going to be getting into The Banks of Plum Creek. And I have the book. I also have the biography, the autobiography. So we're actually the original book that the books came from. See, not everybody knows that the Little House on the Prairie books are based on her life and her memories, but they're not a full, true autobiography of her life. There's a lot of made up stuff in there. For instance, Jack never existed. The dog Jack never existed. I want you people to absorb that before we get into Little House Live. That's right. Well, no, Joe, I did hit a wall this year. I was sitting on Christmas Eve. And because I blew my knee like weeks ago, I have the rest of my body has had to make up for the ability. Now, my left knee has been buggered since I was 15. My right knee's my good knee, and I blew it coming up the stairs. So everything in my body, you think about this, your knees and your feet and your legs, they align you physically. And when one goes, the rest of your body has to make up for the lack of ability in that one spot. So the rest of your body takes up the slack, and I got into a fibro flare. I didn't even realize that. It's been so long since I had a fibro flare, but it was not stress related. It was pain related. So Christmas Eve, I'm sitting in my chair, and I'm saying to Howie, why am I in so much pain? Because I associate now all my fibro flares, I associate with emotional stress. And I haven't had a lot of that. Even with the bullshit going on with YouTube, I have not had a lot of emotional stress. And Howie said, Bev, you're in a fibro flare because of your knee, and you're trying to do too much. And I went, you're right. But the thing was, is I didn't even recognize it, right? So I have been taking it easy, which means it's kind of like, okay, I go, 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 November, December, take January off. This time I paced myself through November and December, and I can pace myself through January. So it's going to be, I'm going to be doing cannings. Hell House! Oh, my day was wonderful. Venison. I wish we had some venison. But yeah, that's what's, love your canning and dehydrating. Well, is that Nick Claus? Nick Claus. Nick Claus. Night Claus. That's a really cool name. Where does your fibro flare up? I usually get it in my shoulder blades. This is my whole body goes. But it's not like every single muscle in my body. It's just every time I move, something hurts. When I go to push myself up in the chair, there go my shoulders and my arms. When I try and wiggle my bum back into my power lift chair, there goes my back, my knees. I can't cross my ankles. I mean, I'm just, the only thing that's not bad is my neck. And my neck is always, there is the absolute mobility of my neck without pain. That's as far as my neck goes. So, I mean, I don't think about it. For me, a really bad fibro flare is my whole body feels like it's all the muscles and everything are contracting in on themselves. That's what a bad fibro. A regular fibro flare is like, I'm in pain everywhere. What the hell's going on? Every time I turn around, I'm in pain. That's a regular fibro flare. So that's what I got. Oh, I'm doing great though. Yeah, Joyce, I hear you. The roast was delicious. It was not rare. I was kind of pissed about that, but it was still juicy and moist. And I had a little piece of roast and some garlic carrots, and I ate the tips off my asparagus, and I ate a slab of Yorkshire pudding and gravy. And it was perfect. It was perfect. And I'm saving the turkey for when Nan comes up to visit. She said if she's up to it physically, she's going to come up for my birthday. It was good. Garlic, carrots, home canned, and then seared in garlic butter. Carrots, pan-seared asparagus in butter, roast potatoes, Yorkshire pudding gravy, and sirloin roast. It was delicious. Hey, Sherry, how are you, darling? It was delicious. And I'm just really, really grateful that I have a turkey in the freezer. Yes, it cost me $30. And yes, that roast cost me $68. But guess what? It's Christmas. You could probably use a full body massage from the neck down to the bottom of your spine. No, Malka, I could not. I have fibromyalgia. The last person that tried to touch me in a massage point without thinking even almost got punched in the mouth. Right? Because even my husband does not touch me without warning. Why? Because someone walks up and goes, "Hey, Bevy," and slap that Thanksgiving 2019. My cousin Dee Dee's husband Kevin walked up while I got the dinner and everything. I'm sitting in my power lift chair just watching everybody enjoy Thanksgiving. And he walked up and he put his hand on my shoulder right there and went, "Hey," and he grabbed and he went, "Hey, Bevy, how's it going?" And I went stiff as a board and went, "Ah!" And he goes, "What? I said, "Don't ever walk to somebody with fibromyalgia and just, grab them or pinch them, anything like that. It's just horrific." I have that fibromyalgia as well. I know the skin can be sensitive. No, it's not my skin, honey. It's all my pressure points. The last pain specialist I went to before they put me on medical marijuana said that they don't do pressure points. They don't check your pressure points anymore because it throws you into such a bad flare that you could be down for days and days. So he made me stand up and he moved and he gauged my movement and he asked about pain. And I was there for about 40 minutes. And he said, "No, you're 100% classic fibromyalgia." So no, nobody touches me. Nobody. Yeah, that's right, Dallas. Nobody touches me. Okay, you know what? We got to get this going on here. What are those things hanging behind you? They look like a nest. Oh, that's my clouds. That's my clouds. Look. Watch, I'll show you. Let me see. My friends on YouTube can't see them because the phone for them is turned this way, but watch. I'll show you. Hang on a second. They should change color. Hang on. My battery's going. Hang on a second. I don't know. Something's going on. I must have to change the battery in this. In the remote. Try low carb keto. Now, don't. Okay, I love you guys. But everybody, yes, it's med time. Thank you. Because the fibro flare is almost completely over. Med time. Make sure I'm on the right end here. Excuse me. Now I'm going to try this. I wonder if I have another battery. Because I usually... Hang on a second. Excuse me. Let me just see. I've got more remotes for lights than God has ideas. But I think the battery is dying in this one. Hang on a second. Got me all distracted now. Ow! 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 All right, hang on. I wonder if it's because this is in the way. There. I need a new battery. They're clouds. Excuse me. That's one thing about today. I don't have to, please excuse me. I don't have to cook down a turkey carcass today. But you know that's going to be coming. But I have spaghetti sauce to make. Because I have canned spaghetti sauce and I don't like leaving it in the can. So I will, well, thank you. It's actually better looking than the cloud I have in my studio because, excuse me. See it change color? Massages make me cry. Can't handle my 8-pound dog walks on me. Oh, yeah. See, Gracie? Gracie's at the point now where I'm in my power lift chair, my feet are up and my feet are apart or crossed, and she'll come to the base of my footrest and I'll look at her and then she won't say anything, right? And my attention will go back to the TV. And when I look at her again, she's halfway up. She's like something from The Shining. You know the hedges in the book? Every time he looked, they were moving, or they'd stop, but they had moved when he wasn't looking. That's Gracie. And I'll be halfway through an episode of something, and she is got her bum between my knees. And folks, this is a skirt. There's shorts under this, so don't freak out about my legs. My feet are up, and her bum is between my knees, and she drapes her body over this hip and thigh and tucks her nose down in. And I don't know how she does it, because one minute I'm alone and the next minute she's in my chair. Now, my dog knows I have fibromyalgia. If you've ever noticed how my dog is around me, she's very gentle. You're going to watch V. Which one? The old one or the new one? My brother's in the old one. It's a Wonderful Life played in French at Christmas Classic. Great movie. You know what we watched? Love Actually. See, Christmas movie is usually my choice, but I gave everybody, or me and Briar and Howie, I said, okay, we can watch The Bishop's Wife, Four Christmases, or Love Actually. And I kind of picked them that way because I knew nobody wanted to watch Four Christmases because we watched it last year. And The Bishop's Wife is old and black and white. Nobody in my house wanted to watch that. So, hi. Hey, Bug, how's it going? So that's what we did Christmas Eve. And I was up until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Briar actually did not go downstairs and sleep in his room that he uses on the weekends when he's here. He stayed on the couch. A Boy Named Christmas. Really? I think we watched Christmas Chronicles last year, or was it Christmas with the Cranks last year? But I mean, we always have a movie to watch, right? So I'm going to start buying more DVDs because I don't necessarily trust digital because they don't have all the old movies, right? But I watched a new one this year. I watched a couple of new movies this year. I watched The Christmas Candle. It was really good. And so was, but what was even better was The Man Who Invented Christmas. And it's all about Charles Dickens, how broke and almost bankrupt he was when he wrote A Christmas Carol, but he believed in it so strongly that, and it's a true story that after that book came out, Christmas became a celebratory thing again. It was waning, right? Me too, Malka. I love the old black and white movies. But today we're going to go back and start watching our series Expanse. Thank you, Magic. It's one of my creations. I have one downstairs, but it's not as nice. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep the studio, believe it or not. When I started putting on makeup and stuff, my skin started to get, it's just, my skin doesn't like makeup anymore. Lawrence Welk Christmas special, over the top blast from the past. I bet. The Christmas Candle was good. It was good. And I mean, I would have directed it just a little bit better, and I would have changed it just a little bit here and there. But that's the problem when you're, every content creator known to man is secretly an actor, a director, and a writer in their heart. What's your New Year's resolutions for next year? Do you usually make any? No, I don't make New Year's resolutions. I make changes in my life. And when I adopt a change, when I find something that I need to change and I adopt it, and when I'm comfortable with that change so that I don't even notice it anymore, then I'll find something else to change for the better. But New Year's resolutions, that's just a good way of beating yourself up when you fail, right? Don't set impossible goals. I mean, yeah, you can shoot for the stars and hope you clear the fence, but the whole point is set attainable goals. Goals where you can achieve. Okay? What's going to make you feel better? I'm going to do this, and then you fail. I'm going to quit drinking, and then you have a glass of wine 3 days later and end up on a binge. Okay. You're going to beat yourself up over that, right? What if you make a New Year's resolution? If you want to make a New Year's resolution, if it's part of your traditions, then all you have to do is, or a critic, yeah. All you have to do is set something attainable. Like, some point next month, I'm going mask free. And it's not going to be easy because everybody complies here. I've never seen one person without a mask in a store. So we'll see. But if you set an attainable goal and you reach it, that boosts your morale, your spirit, your self-worth, all of those things. But all you do when you set a goal like I'm going to quit smoking in the new year or whatever like that, and then you fail, all you do is feel like you have dropped a cloud over the rest of your year. You want to punish yourself. It's just wrong, okay? It's just wrong. Just do everything you can to live a better life, one change at a time. One change. Make one small change, right? You know what my goal was for this year? Not to gain my winter weight. I have gained 3 pounds, but I'm still 15 pounds lower than I was at this time last year. So that's an attainable goal. I'm going to lose 100 pounds. No, let's start by not gaining any weight this winter, right? Resolutions other than I want to enjoy everything I choose to do or eat or grow. No more pizza for a minute. I mean, you can have pizza, but everything is in moderation, right? And as far as diets, folks, I'm warning my TikTok folks here because you guys all know this. As far as diets, I don't do diets. I do what I say. I make one change at a time. My health is I'm much healthier than I was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I could still put a garden in without raised beds, but I wasn't healthy. We were eating way too much processed food, way too many chemicals, too much prepackaged crap. That was a change we made over time. And guess what? It's made a big difference. But when it comes to diets, okay, keto, anything, I don't do diets. You ever notice the first 3 letters in that word? No, the first 3 letters are the word die. One change at a time. So now, and it's like Howie's heart attack. Everyone says, it's sad to see you haven't changed anything in your diet. Well, yes, we have. Howie doesn't eat lunch meat anymore. And he doesn't eat bacon 2-3 times a week. Okay? Why? Those are highly processed foods. And those are the only highly processed foods left in our diet. So we don't do lunch meat. If I do lunch meat, occasionally I will buy a pack of turkey breast or chicken breast or something that's not highly processed, right? And it's bloody expensive, but it's a treat, right? As far as, that's why I made the comment about the canned soups. I've had so many people say, oh, you cook with canned soups. It's so high in sodium. You don't love your husband. It's like, you know what? There was a point there where mushroom soup and tomato soup went on sale a couple of years ago for like 47 or 37 cents a can. And there was a coupon with it or something. And I bought 2 cases of each. And we couldn't eat that tomato soup fast enough because we don't eat it very often. I use it more for cooking, right? And it almost got wasted because it's in a can and it only lasts for so long. I had it for like years, 2 years. So I bought 10 cans of tomato, 10 cans of vegetable, 10 cans of mushroom, and those are for emergency. Oh, we feel like crap. We're going to have a grilled cheese in a can of soup. But 9 times out of 10, if I serve soup for a meal, it's homemade soup. We're hitting an hour. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's Boxing Day. But yes. Oh, Dallas, will you go out and come back in, please? I know you can't always do it. You can't always be here, but it doesn't look right that I didn't even see you here because you weren't blue. Yeah, when they were 3 for $1. So the thing is when Howie had his heart attack, the doctor said, you guys have done everything right in the last 20 years to change your diet and your lifestyle. We went from city living and not city living, but a lot of processed food to larger land where we could grow and raise a lot of our own, which we don't raise anymore. Cooking and making spaghetti sauce to keep from wasting the tomato. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Is I got all these canned spaghetti sauce and I've got canned tomatoes, and I've got lots of canned mushrooms, and I've got frozen peppers, and I've got onions. So I'm going to be canning up some spaghetti sauce too. And yeah, processed. Yay! There's Dallas. So I'm always on my friends about their diets, especially processed meats. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, like I said, there's going to be at least 2 pounds of that roast that's going to be sliced very thin to the best of my ability into lunch meat for Howard. And and then I will vacuum seal it so that I don't have to give him roast beef every day for a week and him get sick of it. But I will slice 4 or 5 slices, put it in a vacuum sealer, and boom. So that's probably going to be a video too. Would you open the cans of bought tins and recan in jars? Can you do that? It depends on what it is what the tins you're in. Not the stuff that's in the bottom. Yes, the stuff that was found in ships is edible, but that crap it may be edible, but that shit was sealed with lead. You wouldn't do that. And when it comes to things like tomato soup or any kind of soup that has a thickener in it that is commercially bought, like tomato soup, I did that once. Do not recan tomato soup, because even if you pressure can it, they have starches in those that can't be home canned. I learned that the hard way. Yes, I recanned the tomato soup with beef broth and stuff like that, but no. Recanning spaghetti sauce, tomatoes, anything like that, yes, but you need a pressure canner. How much supply of cans do you have? 3 years worth? I'm curious. What do you mean, home canned? Or no? We can enough to do us until the harvest next year. We don't stock. We don't. We're just not there anymore. But canning and gardening this year are going to be the main focus of I'll actually soon be starting my grow table for all my seedlings and stuff. Hey, Kim, how are you? Yes, home canned. Well, listen, if crap hit the fan today and we had to survive what is in our house, I could make it stretch on you know, like without going out and buying bread or anything like that, without buying anything. I could make what we have in our house stretch for probably easily a year. I could make it stretch for 2 if I rationed. So, no, 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 not a pantry full of supply food. I bought, 10 cans each of tomato, and I've got cans of spaghetti sauce and cans of tomato and cans of tuna and cans of that. But that's on one side of the pantry and on one set of shelves. The other half of my pantry on the other side, half of that is filled with home canned meatballs, chicken, pork, broth and meat, carrots, turnips and carrots, parsnips, beets, potatoes, green beans, celery. I mean, that's one side of my pantry. And then when you get there, it's packed halfway down. And then when you get to the other end, it's dehydrated stuff. We're good. Oh, from my own canning. Oh, okay. No, I buy other stuff when it's on sale to keep my pantry up. But as far as the tomatoes and the spaghetti sauce, I don't like using leaving tomato stuff in cans for very long because the acid in the tomatoes, no matter how much sugar they put in, the acid from the tomatoes will eventually eat the lining of the can and your tomato products will begin to taste tinny. Would you? Yeah. So, you thought I was short this year in my pantry? No, actually. I was short at the beginning of the year because we didn't have a whole lot left from last year. But I canned a lot this year. I don't normally can carrots, but I canned a 50-pound bag of carrots this year. So, okay, let's do that. You guys want to see my pantry? All right, this is gonna take me some doing because I'm gonna have to put this phone down for a second because I have 2 phones I have to work with, okay? So you ready to see my pantry? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How am I going to get up? Both my hands have got... Okay, wait a second. Yeah. Ah! I'm going to... Let me see. How do I flip this? How do I flip the camera around on this one? Mirror. Video imaging is off. Flip camera. There it is. All right. Now we got to flip this one. All right. Here we go. Sorry for the seasickness. You decent?
No.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
See? They want to see the pantry, so we're going into the pantry. All right, let's turn the light on. Here we go. Those jars, the floor is a bit of a mess. Those jars are for my spaghetti sauce. I have more pint jars down in the corner there. Those are sewing machines. All right, so here is the store-bought stuff. Okay, there's pastas. I can't use my hands, but there's beans and barley, pastas, soups, mayonnaise, broths, instant mashed potatoes in the box, corn muffin mix, cereal, coffee, tea, ketchup, Brita filters, Dawn soap, vinegar. Okay. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do 2 phones at the same time. Okay. So here is the store-bought part of my pantry. Okay. And there's like medicines and emergency candles. Here's all my dried stuff. Don't look at that stuff over there at the very end. Yeah, don't look at that stuff. Here is flour and multigrain mix, rice, steel cut oats. I don't know why my paper towels are up here. Those are carrots, potatoes, corn, split peas, raisins, zucchini, prunes, dried fruit. And this is maple syrup, honey, applesauce. These are my carrots, pumpkin. What is that? Oh, kidney beans, potatoes, beets, broth and chicken, garden vegetable medley, more potatoes, carrots and turnips, meat, beans, celery, pickles, sauerkraut, apples, jams and jellies, blueberries, pears, green beans. You seen enough of my pantry here, folks? Hang on, I'm going to turn these around. How do I do this? Flip camera. And then we're going to go back. Oh, yeah, and that's that there green thing hanging there. That's my parsley. All right, so let's go back into the office. Please look away if you get seasick. Oh, all right. All right. Oops, sorry about that. All right, there's that. Now, let me get you. Oops, sorry guys from TikTok. Oh, there we go. We're all back. We're all back. Now, why is that doing that? Tipping sideways like that. Oh. Must be the way I've got it set up here. So, I know there's something wonderful about being able to. Oh, it was delicious, Deborah C. Well, that pantry was built for me. Can you guys hear me okay? That pantry was built for me by Howie. He built that addition. The living room you saw him sitting in is an addition. And when we looked at it, it was 16 by 24. And he said, "Do you want a pantry?" I said, "Are you kidding?" I said, "I want a pantry right there, right off the kitchen." And so all he did was make the living room 16 by 16. And he gave me a 16 by 8 pantry. Well, thank you. Mrs. Wolfe sent you likes. How does Mrs. Wolfe do that? Mrs. Wolfe's talking. Hey, Lorelei, how are you, darling? Hey, Sam. So, thank you, Rena. Thank you. But that pantry, okay, and I got my big freezer clean. Now, normally that would be full, but we don't raise pigs or goats or chickens or turkeys anymore. Right? So I'm thinking of actually getting rid of that great big freezer and getting a more mid-size one. It's nice to know you have a small arsenal of food on hand. We are blessed. Absolutely. Hey, Raph, how are you, darling? You know what, though? Your house is beautifully organized. Like your soap room and everything. I know it's not a good idea to show your pantry this day and age, and some people think I'm being boastful, and I'm not. I'm just saying that, we've learned the hard way. Like when this pandemic hit, my sister came to live with us for 3 months, and even though she helped out financially, it decimated my pantry. One extra person is all it took to decimate my pantry, right? Day before Christmas, I found a screaming deal on portobello mushrooms, so my whole day got changed. Did you blanch them before you dehydrated them, or are you canning them? That's a little smaller than my larder. Well, honey, I don't run a business out of my pantry like you do. Can 12 jars. Good job. Now, did you cook them first? Did you watch my video and cook them first? And do not use the if you're going to can mushrooms, do not use the water that you cook them in first because it's nasty and dirty. Hey, Jane, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. How was your Christmas, darling? Well, thank you, Lorelei. Seeing your pantry and others' pantry reminds me of the things I may have forgotten to restock. Well, there you go. Um, I did one last haul, as you guys saw, my grocery haul the day before Christmas Eve. I did exactly as you did, clean the boiling water and a good job. Good job, sweetheart. Yeah, so well, I'm planning, like I said, soon you guys will see my dining room. I might even do it on the island this year. I might even do it on. Hey, Howie, do you think we should do the plant table on the island this year? It's bigger. And if I put a plastic tablecloth over it, like because my island stainless got a stainless steel top on it. And my daughter was there watching and asking questions. Perfect. It was wonderful. Just me and my children and grandchildren. That's all I need. God love you. That sounds wonderful. Oh, good for you, Avon. What is on my ceiling? It's my clouds. Why do people keep asking me that? Oh yeah, you guys are fairly new. That's my clouds. And they'll change color and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to be doing, I don't know if I'm going to be doing my plant table on the island because it's bigger and I'm planning on planting more this year, or if I'm just going to do something else. I don't know. But I'm going to start, not in January, but I am going to start getting things ready. There's certain things you need to start really early, right? But I start my tomatoes early, and everyone goes, oh my God, they're going to be producing fruit by the time they go in the garden. Well, yeah. See, I start them, and then I transplant them twice, right? Like someone said, start them in a deep cup and then build up the soil. It's like, no, that was too much like work. Of course, I make my own clouds. Bows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way. Oh, well, thank you, Poppet. My pantry isn't as cool I want it to be. I turned the heat vents off that room and it turned the heat vent off in the basement to that room. How do you keep that hanging parsley fresh? I don't. It's dry. I just hung it up and it dried. And every once in a while, I'll go and I'll grab a couple of stems and I'll go whoosh, pull the parsley off it. Into the soup it goes. I'm going to buy a new winter jacket. Good for you, Deborah. Oh, thank you, Jane. I think it would be nice to have Howie enclose some of your porch so you can start seeds in there. No, my porch is literally, it's not warm enough. And I keep the heat off in there, right? Because it's my cold room. For instance, Christmas day before Christmas Eve, that was a cold room. I had a pie out there. I had my butter tart pie. I had Breyer's cake. I had all that stuff on the top, like on the freezer and covered. It was cold enough to be a refrigerator out there. I think this year is going to be whatever God decides to grow from seeds left in the garden since we are probably moving. Oh, sweetheart. Well, that's just, that's one of the things of life, eh? So listen, we've been here for an hour and 20 minutes and I have to get off here. I want to spend some time with my hubby. I might go on live later on our half acre homestead just to clue everybody in on what's going on because not everybody does my live streams, or I just might make a tea break. Howie, did you enjoy your hunk of pumpkin? Very much so. I made him a pie. I made me a pie, which I haven't even gotten into yet. I made Briar a cake, which is almost gone. Good. Where are you moving to, like roughly? Are you getting any closer to me, Avon? Um, oh, I love you too. Take care. Now listen, guys. Ah, Tennessee. Okay, well, this year, remember those 8 beds of garlic that didn't do well? They're getting transformed into root beds. Do you have a tutorial on how to do those clouds? I have a tutorial on Life with the Wolfies, and I can't. I will put. You know what, guys? Just Google our half acre homestead, um, or email me at Connected Hearts Family, all one word, Connected Hearts Family at gmail.com, and I will set you up with all my YouTube channels. Okay? I have like 3, 4 YouTube channels, so I will try and be there, but I never know I'm going to lay down. Okay, Dallas, take care, sweetheart. Listen, I might just do a tea break for our half acre homestead. You're welcome, sweetheart. Connected Hearts Family. Connected Hearts Family. All one word at gmail.com. You're welcome, Malka. I didn't go live yesterday. It's the first time I think in a while I haven't gone live on Christmas Day. But there are some videos coming on our half acre homestead of Gracie opening her presents of our table before we ate and me baking. So it's going to be one of those music of this was the Wolfie Christmas set to music. Okay? So listen, now for all those who care to, please help me close with a spiritual blessing. You do not have to stay for this. This is totally optional, and there is no judgment if you don't want to. But we are trying, and we are going to try even harder going into the new year of raising the vibrations of the world. And if you don't think that you can't help raise the vibrations of the world, what can one person do? Well, you know how when you take that bushel off the light, okay? Let me put it to you this way. One whisper joined by 1,000 others becomes a roar when they're added together. All right? So we're going to say a prayer, and we're going to, this is non-denominational. It's got nothing to do with religion. We drop the walls that religion slams between us. And we join hearts and hands in faith and love. You do you. You fuel your prayer with your faith. Don't go by mine, okay? But let's do it together and push some light to the world, okay? Nice deep breath, everybody. Let's just move you guys over here so you're with us too. Okay, ready? Uh-oh. I do not want to start my prayer with a sneeze. Oh, I found it. I found them. And I don't know why the lights don't work, but I'm going to have to figure that out for next year. All right. Okay, God, creator of all, including Christ. Thank you for giving us Christ, God. Taught us that love is the most important thing that we can, it's the most important tool in our arsenal against the darkness in the world. Thank you, God, for the wonderful Christmas. And I hope, God, that the love and the light that we shared helped to warm some hearts of those folks who are not having such a good holiday. But God, we lift all those people up to you so that the sunshine of your love and your light can pour down over them. And even if they don't know where it's coming from, give them a little peace. But God, right now we want to join hearts and we want to join hands. And we ask that you flood us with your divine light and love. Oh God, source of all, when you fill us with the light of your love, we can't contain it. We're only human. But we are connected across the world by hearts and by hands. And we will amplify the light of your love, God. And we will push that out from the center of our beings to create millions of divine light flares that push back at the darkness in the world. And all the light workers step forward and hold their divine torches aloft so that those that are struggling can come in from the darkness and feel safe. And nothing pushes back the darkness more than the divine light of God. Thank you, God, for bringing us together. Thank you for letting us see that love, for allowing us to see that love is always the answer, that we filter all negative emotions through love, and we will always have an appropriate response. Please, God, protect our friends, our family, and those out there who don't even know they're in need of protection. Flood them with your love, God. Flood them with our love. Let us be messengers of peace and of love, patience, and tolerance as we go into the new year. Let us be kinder to each other and to ourselves. In your name, dear God, source of all. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part. Blessed be. Walk with the light of God and you never walk alone. And we're here too. I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Mwah! Take care. God bless. Now it's going to take me a minute to shut off both of these. So I love you guys. Happy New Year. And what's tomorrow? Sunday. There will be a live stream tomorrow. No, today's Sunday. I don't know what I'm doing. Tomorrow's free. Tomorrow's patrons. Love you guys. Mwah.